Good afternoon or good morning still until 9, 10 minutes here where we are. Come on in the room.
Okay,
Make
it's
sure
showing
that
that
you
we're
hear
live,
us.
so that's
We're going to do some testing for audio, but while you're here or while we're getting prepared, okay, we are, you can hear us. We are curated in creativity. And we are going to talk about chapter 3, which is tackling our debt, but I'm going to kind of recap chapters 1 and 2. Chapters 1, we talked about where you are and accessing where you are. We asked people to go over their last 30 days of purchases and where their money has gone. And the money challenge we did, just to make sure that when swiping your card, you're aware of what you're doing. So we asked you not to swipe the card. We asked you to get cash, just to kind of find out how much you're spending and make it more prevalent in your mind when you're paying out cash. That's what it looks like when you're just easily swiping that card. On chapter 2, we talked about the power of smart budgeting. Budgeting, we have a monthly budget tool that we offer, and I'll put our link actually in our comment section while we're talking. You can buy our smart budget tool, our simple budget tool, and month to month, you can use that in order to stay on track. Hi, Ryan. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm going over our ebook that we have and recapping the last two chapters. And that brings us up to chapter 3. Chapter 3 is tackling your debt. So debt is, of course, the things that we've incurred on credit, houses, loans, mortgages. Debt is can be a useful tool. It can count in your debt to income ratio. Those are things that you need for your mortgages and loans, but it can be harmful if you don't manage it properly. And so that's what we're talking about today, trying to get a handle on managing your debt, or if you need to now kind of recover from too much debt and learn how to pay those off. That's what today's topics are about. In addition to that, having a lot of debt and you've come too far now, you now have to pay off or pay things down, it could bring like negative emotions. You can feel shame and guilt and sadness. And the thing to solve those negative emotions is getting a plan in place in order to pay those off.
yes. So basically, when we're dealing with debt, there are several options that you can take when trying to clear off your debt. And so, two of the things that we talk about is the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. And you basically got to choose what works better for you.
Hi, Lady Jana Garzin.
Hi,
Say
how
hello.
are you? Basically, what you want to do is with the debt snowball, you're going from the smallest debt to the highest. So what you want to do is pay off your smallest debt first. And then once you pay off that small debt, the funding that you was using to pay on that, you add that to your payment of the next card. So basically, what we're doing is going from the smallest to the largest. And as you clear them up, that money is not free for you to spend. That money is for you to move on to your next card and pay that card off. So that's how your debt snowball is going to work. For your debt avalanche, what basically happens. Hey, Captain, how are you?
Welcome in.
For your debt,
Hi, Alex Cook.
hello, Alex. For your debt avalanche, what you want to do, you're actually looking at your interest rates on your credit cards. So you actually want to try to pay off the credit card that has the highest interest rate. And so what you're gonna do is stay within the same payments on your other credit cards.
Welcome in, Trevor.
And try to pay the majority of your funding towards the credit card that has the highest interest rate. You want to get that out of as part of what you're paying out. So a lot of times, even though the avalanche is a good option, it seems like people can manage the snowball a little easier. So with the snowball, like I said before, the snowball, you take the smallest credit card, you pay that off first, and then you designate that money. So If you on your smallest credit card, if you pay that off, and let's say for instance,
Hi,
you was
Apple.
giving that
Welcome in.
card 55 to $70 a month. Once that card is paid off, that $55 that you was applying to that card now rolls over as part of the payment of your other card, the next card. So if you're paying 35 to 40 on that card, you're going to add that 55 on top of it. You're not going to use it for what you want. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna
Put it
we're
back into
clearing
your
again.
budget.
We're gonna go ahead and clear our debt out so we can get these credit cards down.
And that first debt, when you once you've ranked it and you have that first debt in your ranking, all your extra resources, there won't be any extra coffees that week or that month. All your extra resources goes into that first debt in order to get that sucker paid down. Once you do that, it'll be a little bit easier because then you freeing up money to go to the next debt. And that's both in the snowball and that avalanche. That first time and that first debt, all resources goes in. You are tightening your belt. You are picking up a second job. You are doing what you need to do. Hi, Sonia. K Leo TRA joins. Thank you so much for joining. So we're recapping our ebook, our finance ebook. It's never too late. Smart money moves for finance to secure your future. I put the link in the comments there. I did go through and recap chapters 1 and 2. We're talking about the debt chapter on chapter 3, which is tackling your debt, and we're giving you some tools. We've already discussed that tool. Finance debt can also be a good thing. It's just the way that you view it, and if you're not overburdened. So it can be used as a tool because you need assets, you need a home, you need a car, you need all these things. Those are all debts. If you're still paying on them. So it just depends on, also debt to income ratio. You need to show debt in order to get new loans. You need to show that you can pay on time. You need to show those things. So it's just, you have to be able to manage your debt well. And sometimes, like I've been in the past, you get overburdened and you have to then cap it off and then begin a plan to pay those debts down.
Right. And also too with your debt, one thing, debt is, I mean,
Hi, Roy. Welcome
you
in.
have to have that debt to incur credit. But as you start clearing things up, your credit score will go up. Sometimes like you said, debt to income ratio. Our debt ratio is a lot higher than our income. And so what we got to get in the habit of doing is also your credit card, you should not have more than 1/3 of your credit card spent. You Once you start getting up to half of your credit card amount spent, it ends up making your credit score kind of go down some. You want to make sure you keep your credit cards low. It's okay to use them, but we also want to pay on them. And if we can get some paid off, that's even better because then that starts clearing up and giving you points on your credit score. So we just have to be mindful of the things that we're doing with our credit and the debt that we're incurring because it's easy to sign up to get a credit card. You're going to get 20% off, or you just getting a credit card because something comes up. But some of those credit cards, a lot of people don't pay attention to the interest
Hi,
rate that's on
Wyatt.
it.
Hi, Kiki. Yeah, and the credit cards, once you pay them off, so you want to pay them to zero, and if you can, keep them at zero and keep them open. It just depends on your self control. If it is better that you have 5 credit cards and you've paid them all off, if it's better to keep 3 in your arsenal, the ones that, at least one that you've had the longest, probably your highest limit. You want to keep those 2 open, and then maybe a third that's maybe just all around good, card for travel or whatever. Keep them at zero if you can, and then don't pay them off because once you pay them, I mean, don't close them. Because once you pay them off, they're zero balance, they're great. You don't want to close them. You don't want to lose that history that you built with those cards. You don't want to lose that, and it might just bounce you back to ground zero with your credit score. So you want to keep, based on your discipline, zero balances, and keep the longest history, the highest credit limit, and then you want to overall general travel card points and those kind of things if you need to do that. But yeah.
Yeah, and once you start taking care of those things and getting those things down, believe me, you're gonna start feeling proud of yourself.
Typing
It's
away.
gonna be more of
Welcome.
a way that that you're gonna want to do that because you're gonna start seeing, okay, that weight is lifted off of me. I'm not spending so much of my income that's coming in. It's not so much of it going out to someone else because I've incurred all these credit cards. Because I mean, I have spoken with a couple of people, and it amazes me the amount of credit cards that they have. I thought I had a lot of credit cards, which is about, I think I have about seven. But people are telling me they got 15, 20 credit cards. And what you don't realize is you have so much money going out, you're 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 overextending yourself. Credit does not mean, if you have to use your credit card all the time, that means you really don't have the money for it. Hi, how are you? Who is this? Medea
Median
and
animals,
animals.
Nutting Duran, Star Michael, Michaela. Thank you for joining. I'm gonna stick this up here. It's hard to see. You got a better.
Let me see if I have a better thing.
Maybe we'll take this. Yeah,
So,
that's our book. It's Never Too Late: Smart Money Moves for a Secure Future. I put the link in the bio. We're just talking about chapter 3 today. What's chapter 4? We're just doing quick 15 minutes lives right now.
Chapter 4 is Saving Smart.
Saving Smart. We'll be talking about that next week. We'll recap the first 3 chapters like we did today. We recap the first 2, but please like and share and follow. We're always constantly putting financial tips out there. We're both finance professionals in our day jobs and have been so for the last 15, 20 years. So we have a lot of experience between the both of us with this thing, financial management. And we're taking on a lot of different things. You're not only pinholed to finance, but we're opening it up to digital products. If you look at our link in our bio, you'll take a look at what we offer out there. We also have digital products that we're working on, that we have a free list right now on our digital. You could download if you're moving into other areas of working. That could be a good list to get started to see what kind of money you can make outside of your 9 to 5.
Right. And the thing is like she said, we have different things on our website, and you'll be able to see coming soon. Mother's Day is right around the corner. So we'll have some things for
Yeah.
Mother's Day. We have prayer journals out there. We have just self being into yourself and encouraging yourself journal. We're gonna have Mother's Day cards, calendars.
Calendars, yeah.
It's just we're trying to get people to come to our store, but as well as empower you to use some of the talents that you have to
To
bring
make
in
money.
extra income if you need some.
Yeah.
Digital
Pay
marketing
off
is a big
debt.
thing now,
Yes.
and that's something that you can do on your time and not
For
necessarily
you.
for you. Yeah, it's for you for your future. So, hopefully the tips that we give out are helping people um, get a little bit more aware of how they're spending. And uh, we're gonna go through our book and try to give out tips and make people more financially aware so we can get on track for ourselves for now and for our future self.
That's right. That's right. Please like, follow, share. Please make sure you get our content. We're right at 14 minutes here. If you have any questions, pop them in the chat. We talked about our budget tool that we have out there already on our website. We'll be demoing that come next week. So we'll have a demo of what that budget tool looks like. I think it's like maybe $5.95, $5.99 or something like that in our store. Please check it out. You may find it useful and share. Hello, Nico. Thank you for joining. We're ending it up now, but it doesn't stop you from watching it. We'll be making sure that this live is out there. We'll be posting it in the next few minutes or so. So, you have anything else?
No.
Okay, we'll see you next week when we go live on Tuesday for another 15 minutes of curated and creativity and our ebook. It's Never Too Late: Smart Money Moves for a Secure Future. Bye bye.
Have a great weekend.